It is Monday. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's Friday night. I keep forgetting we have two shows now. Do us a favor. Welcome in the new show to 609. Kick back, relax, and start your weekend with all the information you need about Week 12 of the NFL season. Because the first week of the Friday Night Gridiron Pix begins right now. Welcome in, everybody, to the NFL Week 12 edition of the Friday Night Gridiron Pix, only here on 609 Sports Talk Radio. This is the new show for the remainder of the football season, every Friday starting tonight, all the way up until the Friday before the Super Bowl. This show will be live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be giving you guys all the stuff you need to know heading into this week of the NFL season. We're going to talk our predictions coming up right now. We are also going to give our opinion, what is our game of the week, and we will throw in some college football from time to time. Of course, when the playoff starts, we'll be talking about that stuff every Friday night, but there is a game in the Big Ten this weekend that could have some ramifications on the playoff. We'll talk about that toward the end of the show. But as always, Sam Nelson, Tyler Adams. Tyler, where are we?
We are alive on Friday night.
I feel like we've definitely done shows on Friday nights, but this feels weird.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, let's get this show kicked off. Week 12 of the NFL season. Yes, Thursday Night Football happened last night. No, nobody really cares because nobody really watches it. But either way, let's hop right into our predictions for this week because that's really all we're going to do on this show.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're going to kick it off with the 1 o'clock games. And we're going to kick off, the first game is the Green Bay Packers at home against the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are minus 6.5 at home. Tyler, what are we thinking?
So, kick off 1 o'clock games with a nice little division rivalry. Packers, easily the favorite in this game. They're playing the better football. Minnesota's kind of at the mercy of, can J.J. McCarthy learn how to be an NFL quarterback? Definitely a lot of drama going on there with that whole situation. That's probably even worse than, Eagles fans of Jalen Hurts. We're not going to get into that. We took care of that on Monday.
We'll take care of that crap on Monday.
Yeah. But these division games, you're always going to have a fight. Right? And maybe the Vikings can get lucky enough and have J.J. McCarthy settle in a little bit more. I know I had seen a video you sent me earlier today of Justin Jefferson voicing his support for the young quarterback.
Maybe other wide receivers should try doing that.
You're asking for too much now, Sam. All right?
I didn't mention any names.
You're asking for too much.
I didn't mention names.
But definitely the way that Green Bay has been playing, they've been playing at a pretty high level. Jordan Love's having one of the better years in his career. Wouldn't say a breakout year, but definitely one of the better ones. Not turning the ball over, which is always a huge plus for any quarterback. And they were having a nice little win streak. Had some tough losses to the Panthers and the Eagles, but those are two good teams. And hopefully they can get it rolling again because they have 3 straight games against division opponents. So if there's any time to get ready for the playoffs, it's now for them. So I'm going to roll with the Packers on that one.
You're gonna roll with the go. You're going with go pack go.
I will never say that phrase, but yeah, we're going with the pack.
Okay, you're going with the pack. You couldn't just do it for the effects for once.
Nope.
All right, so Green Bay is enjoying a pretty solid season. The one issue with Green Bay right now is that their offense is extremely banged up. No Tucker Kraft, no Josh Jacobs this week. That's not looking like I believe he's out this week. So
He is out this week.
okay, so they're rolling into this game pretty banged up. Now, I understand that JJ McCarthy has not been good. I am fully aware of that. But I don't know how much I trust the Packers offense in their current state is the better question. So I believe didn't somebody just return to practice? Didn't Jalen Reed just come back to practice?
I don't recall. Let me check their recent news. Yeah. He practiced for the first time.
But he's not returning.
He's not. Yeah, he's not going to play, but they opened his practice window, and he is trying to practice.
All right, so he's practicing, but no shot at playing on Sunday. Okay, that makes perfect sense, actually. So, no Reed, no Kraft, no Jacobs. Vikings defense is still really good. I understand their offense has not been very good, if at all. So, this will come down to, can Jordan Love make enough plays with what he's got around him? That's the question.
Yeah, and an important part of that is also going to be, can they kickstart the run game with the backup running back? Who, if filling in for him last week, he enjoyed a pretty solid week. He found the end zone. He had 11 carries. I believe it was for 40 yards. So you could definitely do a lot worse. And it's just going to hinge on the play of their offensive line and I guess how their offensive line holds up, because I know they can get pretty banged up throughout the course of a game.
They definitely can. So, I mean, for Green Bay, I mean, Zach Tom's been freaking hurt. He's gotten hurt I feel like he's gotten hurt at least once a week. Feels like it's Lane Johnson all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, this game's tough. This is a tough game because, again, divisional game at Lambeau. Now, on the Minnesota side, a very big question is, what is the health of Jonathan Grenard? He is questionable. He did get bumped up to a limited participant in practice this week, and he is one of their better edge rushers, even though he's having a down year. He's only got 2 sacks, but still somebody that means a lot to that Brian Flores defense. So, also, by the way, here's a fun fact. Josh Jacobs is not out this week. He is actually questionable.
I did see that. I thought he was ruled out, but
they literally said he had no range of motion in his knee. He had to get the range of motion back in his knee. How does that go from how are you questionable?
Overnight miracle?
Overnight miracle. Yeah, pretty much. But this is a tough one. This is a tough one to figure out, but I am going to go, ultimately, I am actually going to go with the Vikings.
Really?
Who on that Packers offense is going to make enough plays?
I just think if they can get the run game going, with or without Josh Jacobs.
It's a tall task.
It is. But, hey, they've been finding ways to win with not having a lot this year.
I agree. I definitely agree.
And the Vikings, you honestly look at the Vikings and you see so much talent. But then you're like, okay, you take a look at J.J. McCarthy and the lack of what he's been able to do in his starts this year, it you just got to flat out say it. He can't move the football, and he makes bad decisions. There's no other way to put it. His best game, he had two of his best games where he only threw one interception, and it resulted in wins. So the key to success for the Vikings, only have McCarthy throw one interception, and you're probably going to win the game. To do that, you probably need to run the ball a lot.
Yeah, both of these teams have to try to get some type of a run game established early. I just don't know. Minnesota's got a really good defensive line this year, especially the upgrades they made in the interior. So I'm going to stick with the Vikings. I'm going to stick with the Vikings on this one. I know the line is 6. That's a big line for a division game.
Yeah, I agree.
That,
and especially only separated between the two teams by what? One win. Now
they really only have
2 wins. Because I don't count their tie. I count their tie as a loss. I view the Packers as 6-4. The Vikings are 4-6.
Yeah, you might as well. They didn't win the game.
Exactly.
That's still
just
ties in football.
If teams tie, don't even add an extra number in the column. Just give them a loss. They both lose.
Essentially, you're not wrong. So, essentially, you're definitely not wrong. All right. Next game we have going up, we have a big one in the AFC. Colts at the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 3.5 at home.
For the Chiefs, this is like a make or break week for them. You either win this week and try to get your playoff hopes back on track, because this is probably one of the toughest teams remaining on their schedule. They got the Colts, Cowboys. I mean, the way that the Texans played the Bills, if they could get Stroud back healthy and Stroud could actually be serviceable, that could be a dangerous team. The Chargers, I don't know what's going to happen with the Chargers. I'm out on the Chargers.
1 week, their offense does enough just to win the game, and the defense is elite. Then there's weeks where the defense gives up 35, like in Jacksonville, and their injury-plagued offensive line shows that it's injury-plagued.
Yeah. But
so
for the Colts, I mean, the Colts have just been dominant this year. Both of their losses, I always say it, they came down to a 1-touchdown loss. And it's shocking that it was that close considering how poorly Daniel Jones played in both of those losses.
I agree. Just checking out the injury report. Only major injury for the Colts it's looking like is Tyquan Lewis, who has got 3 sacks on the year as a rotational edge rusher. He's questionable with a groin injury. Isaiah Pacheco, once again, is out for the Chiefs. And other notable injuries, Xavier Worthy is questionable with an ankle injury. So something to monitor heading into over the weekend.
Wow.
Even though I have unpopular opinion, I still don't know what the Chiefs and their fans see in Xavier Worthy.
I don't either. At this point, you just got to be honest. He's not Tyreek Hill.
He's not even like Deshaun Jackson.
No. So the Colts will also be getting back their corner, one of their corners, Travarius Ward. He passed the concussion protocol.
That's good to hear. They're still without DeForest Buckner, though, and that's an issue because
they're hopeful he'll be back for the playoffs, but not in the near future.
Yeah, that neck injury is nothing you want to play around with.
Oh, yeah. But still, the Colts, one of the more high-powered offenses, probably only really behind Dallas this year in terms of scoring. I mean, they're getting it done on the ground, through the air. They really don't play bad football. Daniel Jones is currently fourth in the league in passing yards right now. He has 15 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And a bulk of those interceptions came in the 2 losses. He had 2 interceptions in one, 3 in another. So 5 out of 7 interceptions came in 2 losses. So he's been having a pretty good year. The Chiefs' defense has not looked that good to me either. They have not convinced me that they can stop good teams.
It looks older.
They do. Older, slower.
It looks like a defensive unit that hasn't added a bunch of young talent to it.
Yeah.
So,
And you're looking at a Chiefs team this year whose only notable wins were the Ravens when Lamar got hurt halfway through the game, the Lions, and that's it.
fair enough.
All the good teams they've played. Week 1 Chargers lost. Week 2 Eagles lost. They played the Jags when they were really hot, and they still are a contender. They lost. Lost to the Bills, and the Bills are another team not doing the greatest, but they'll still sneak in. And then the Broncos. So the odds are stacked against the Chiefs, and I know that they might be favorites.
That's the
They're
Arrowhead
not my
favoritism.
favorite. They're not my favorite. I'm going with the Colts.
Okay. So, first off, before I give my pick, good evening, Kaylee. Hope everything's well.
What's up, Kaylee?
What's up, Anthony? Anthony said, you remember the Titanic when they was leaning on the top of the ship? That's my faith in the Bills going to the Super Bowl.
It's not happening.
Yeah, it's definitely not. All right, so so far we're battling neck and neck with our picks. You went Packers over the Vikings. I picked the Vikings. I unfortunately am going to go with the Chiefs in this one. The only issue I have had so far with the Colts this year, both losses on the road against very superior defenses. Rams, Steelers. Daniel Jones struggled in both those games. And as much as I don't can you really envision? I don't see how the Chiefs are going to lose 3 consecutive games.
I can.
I can. And as much as I know the Chiefs defense hasn't looked the same, Spagnuolo still finds a way to make some quarterbacks really uncomfortable.
And that's where a lot of this also hinges on Jonathan Taylor.
No, a lot of this, in my opinion, hinges on can the Colts' interior offensive line handle Chris Jones. Chris Jones could impact this entire game by himself.
Well, I will say this is probably easily one of the better interior offensive lines that he's going up against this year.
Oh, I agree. So, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
All right.
I just don't see how the Chiefs lose 3 in a row.
I do, and it's called the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, give me $150. 3 touchdowns.
Anthony, I don't think Jordan Love is the problem in Green Bay. The problem is his entire offensive arsenal is hurt. Kraft is out for the year. Jacobs is banged up. Reed's been banged up. Watson's just getting healthy. Who would have thought that we are at this point in the year and the only healthy pass catching option is Watson?
Jeez. Alternate universe.
All right, so let's move on into our next 1 o'clock game. We have the New England Patriots at the Bengals. The Patriots -6.5 on the road.
Ah, man. I mean, how do you argue against the Patriots?
Oh, let's take into consideration what is the status of Joe Burrow. He has been practicing in full.
He's not playing this week. Are they
He's been
really expecting him back this week?
He's been a full participant in practice almost all week.
Really?
Yeah. However,
latest report from the Bengals was he looks great, but his status is still unclear.
He's still questionable.
I wouldn't bring him back against this Patriots team.
That is also going to be down Ja'Marr Chase because he has been suspended.
Exactly. Clearly Burrow's favorite option. Not Joe Flacco's favorite option. That's T. Higgins. But Joe Burrow's favorite pass catcher, Ja'Marr Chase. You're going to be down him. You're still left with a lot of weapons. Chase Brown specifically adds a big threat as a pass catcher out of the backfield. And that's what fits their offense perfectly. The Bengals, you're 3-7. The season's lost. It was lost since Joe Burrow got hurt. That was it. So what do you do from here? Yeah, I get he has a chance to play, but you really have to look at what is he playing for. Like, I get it. You're paying this guy all this money. If he's healthy to play, you're going to play him. Give him another week. They're not going to go on some Cinderella run and win out the rest of the year. I don't even think that would be enough. There's how many games remaining? 5? 5 games remaining. That put him at 8 wins. 8-7. That's not getting them in the AFC.
No, they wouldn't even be 8-7. If there's with that, they would finish with 8. That'd be, if they had 8 wins, that means they'd be 8-9.
Oh wait, yeah. No. I'm looking at Sorry, their last 2 games had no date or time, so I completely missed it on the schedule. So it's another 7 games.
So key notable injuries for this game. Harold Landry for the Patriots is officially questionable with a knee injury, so that's something to monitor. And Ramondre Stevenson is questionable with a toe injury. Even though Ramondre Stevenson hasn't been the running back one in about a year now, but it's still.
No.
I don't believe Joe Burrow is going to play this week. I think this was just a really good week to see where he is physically. Why would you put him out there against the number 1 team in the AFC without his best target?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to him?
And Trey Hendrickson's also out.
Trey Hendrickson's been out for the Bengals since the offseason.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, this was not the week for a Joe Burrow return. Now, let me give you a better return option. The New York Giants. While you are they'll be on the road, but the New York Giants.
You want to have him return at MetLife? Probably off a turf toe injury?
Wait. You know what? Just let him sit the rest of the season out. That's all right.
Jesus.
He'll be the most expensive backup in NFL history for the rest of the year. Just send Joe Flacco out to pasture. He'll hold it down.
Wow. Let Flacco earn his next contract from probably returning to the Cleveland Browns.
Or, I can't even say the Raiders.
He'd probably be better than Geno Smith. I can see that.
Unless if they extend Jacoby Brissett, who's out here breaking records.
Give me the Patriots comfortably.
It was never a question.
Yeah, give me the Patriots comfortably.
It's a different conversation if Burrow returns this week with Ja'Marr Chase and Trey Hendrickson playing. I'm out on him. And I do not want to see Joe Burrow even play if he has a chance. I don't want to see him out there. Not worth it. There's no need to rush anything. your season's over. Like, you'll get him back out there eventually to finish out the year. Don't rush it, though.
I mean, they did say early December. I mean, we are heading to. I think this is really just to see where he is physically.
Probably.
So
you got to look at their remaining schedule, though, and think, when is a good return point?
Oh, their end of their schedule is brutal.
It is. Like, okay, not the Patriots, not at the Ravens, not at the Bills.
Maybe the Bills. That defense is pretty bad right now.
Yeah, that might be actually a solid bet.
But again, like you said, is it ever going to be a good time to have Burrow return this season?
As long as it's not this week, yeah. Wait till at least Jamar Chase is back next week.
Yeah. All right, next up, we've got Bears at home against the Steelers. Chicago right now is currently -2.5 at home.
Home field favorites.
Notable injuries for this game. Pittsburgh, oh boy, there's a lot actually. All right, so here we got for both injury reports. Pittsburgh, Cam Hayward is questionable with an ankle injury. Alex Highsmith is doubtful with a pec injury. Isaac Seumalo is questionable with also a pec injury. Darius Slay is questionable with a concussion. And Aaron Rodgers is questionable with that wrist injury. And for Chicago, let me just go pull up that injury report real quick. Jaquan Brisker, questionable with a shoulder injury. Running back Roshan Johnson is out with a thumb, even though he's like the running back 3. Both Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards are both out this week. Edmonds has a groin injury. TJ Edwards has a hand injury. So both starting linebackers for the Bears are out. So how are we feeling about this game?
This game's a tough one. Both teams tops of their divisions right now. Chicago, what a shocker. I feel like we haven't talked about them at all this year. But they've enjoyed win streak after win streak. I mean, they started off 0-2, rang off 4 wins, lost again, rung off another 3 wins. Will it continue this Sunday? They have a better shot if Rodgers isn't playing. The one difficult spot for them is going to be the Steelers' defense is great. Always is.
Yeah.
Will we see Caleb Williams seeing some ghosts, as we like to say for other quarterbacks? Because Caleb Williams, he's had a better year this year. Definitely the best of his career, by far. But they haven't really wowed you at all. They've kind of been doing enough to get the job done. So I envision that being a pretty low-scoring game. They do have home field advantage. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears as the home field favorite, so that way they can enjoy one more win before they go over to Philadelphia and get rolled.
Man, so again, the big ramification with this game is what is the status of Aaron Rodgers? Now, he is practicing with a brace on that wrist injury. He is questionable, but I mean, if Mason Rudolph's the starter, then it's the Bears 10 times out of 10. I do think, though, a place that the Steelers could hurt the Bears, especially on their defense, is in the middle of the field with no Edmonds and no TJ Edwards.
Yeah.
I could see big games. You could see big things from Pat Fryermuth, Jonnu Smith. Which, speaking of which, Tyler, we haven't talked about it on Unbiased. We need an update on the 609 bet. So, for anybody who doesn't know this, Tyler and I, because Tyler decided to do the outlandish thing at the beginning of the season and put Jonnu Smith in his top 10 tight ends list for 2025.
You know what the real mistake was? We both argued who could be the tight end one between Pat Fryermuth and Jonnu Smith. We completely left out Darnell Johnson.
You mean Darnell Washington?
Darnell Washington.
So, Pat Fryermuth is currently sitting at 279 yards. And Jonnu Smith is currently sitting at 163.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little bit of a cushion.
Oh, yeah. He's falling behind 100 yards.
I accept Zell, buddy, just so you know.
I'm going to make you take Venmo.
Oh, goody. Great. It'll be stuck forever. Anthony said Bears are going to be the team that's good during the season, but first game. Okay, and that's fine, Anthony, for what they've had to deal with recently. But you know what? Here's the thing. They're actually built like a team that could win in the playoffs. Their offense is centered around something like the Eagles and Lions do. They're the second leading rushing offense in football this year. They're averaging 146 yards on the ground. All they're asking Caleb Williams to do right now, don't lose us the game.
Basically, yeah.
And in his defense, he has it. He's not turning the ball over. Caleb Williams' issue right now is he is a very inaccurate passer.
Yeah.
But he's not turning the football over. And oh my God, you want to talk about an offensive line that has gone from south to north real quick. He was sacked 70 times last year. You know how many times he's been sacked this year?
16.
Yes! The additions of Drew Dahlman, Joe Tooney, and Jonah Jackson, and the development of their two young tackles. This is exactly when we talked about this in the offseason. As soon as we saw Ben Johnson get hired, we said they're going to run the football and they're going to improve the offensive line. He literally has brought the culture that him and Dan Campbell established in Detroit over to Chicago. Even with Aaron Rodgers, I'm taking the Bears. Because, yes, the Steelers' defense, it's respectable. It's also different on the road.
Yep.
They've been lit up their fair share, too. It's an older defense.
They have.
I'm going with the Bears. I like what Ben Johnson's doing over there.
Rebuilding the culture.
Yes, he's not rebuilding it. He's changing it. That's what the Bears have needed. They needed a change in their culture.
And the Browns are still waiting.
Oh, God, that's a whole nother story. All right, next up, we've got... Man, we still have 3 1 o'clock games to talk about.
Ooh.
Next up, we've got Ravens hosting the Jets. Ravens are minus 13 and
Here's a quick one to talk about.
This could take 20 seconds if we wanted it to.
Oh, man. And the Ravens, they're not even having a great year. They're 5-5 right now. Now, granted, they've actually won their last 4 games. So if I wasn't already going to pick them, I'm definitely picking them. Ever since Lamar came back, they put it back together. They look like a team that can dominate. A team that can make a push if they make it to the playoffs, which if they keep it up at this pace, I don't see why they can't climb back up, possibly win their division. They're only second, even though they're a couple of wins behind. But, man, Lamar Jackson does make that big of a difference, in case of people didn't realize.
Yeah, I mean, I know their offensive ranks this year are not great, but again, a lot of that happened when Lamar was hurt. And their defense, after they made that trade with the Chargers, getting I forget who the one safety in exchange for a Dafiole, defense started playing better football again. When the defense started getting healthier, it started playing better again. So, I mean, the Ravens, they've got a chance here to make up some. They have some chance to make up some big ground in the AFC playoff picture. They're still in the hunt for this thing. If they win this week, they're going to be 6-5, and the Steelers are 6-4. The Steelers lose to the Bears. That AFC North is not even close to being decided yet.
Yep.
So, I think it's without safe to say I'm taking the Ravens in this game.
Easily taking the Ravens.
Not even. Jets. Where are the Jets scoring? Garrett Wilson isn't even playing. Where are they scoring? Where are they getting their points from?
No clue.
What's up, Georgie?
What's up, Georgie?
All right, next up, we've got the Lions hosting the Giants. Lions are -13. And just for anybody that is curious, Jackson Dart is not playing. He did not clear concussion protocol. So it is going to be Winston again?
Yep. Oh, of course.
Jameis Winston.
Russell Wilson doesn't exist anymore. It's all about Jameis. Famous Jameis.
Other notable injuries on each side of the ball for the Giants. Paulson Adebo out this game with a knee injury. Kayvon Thibodeau is out with a shoulder. Jackson Dart out. Deontay Banks is questionable with a hip injury, even though that may be an addition by subtraction. Tyler Nubin is questionable with a neck injury. So the Giants' defense is a little dinged up right now. Unfortunately, as for the freaking Lions, Terrion Arnold is out still with a concussion. Kirby Joseph is still missing time with that knee injury. Graham Glasnow is questionable with a knee injury. Taylor Decker is, of course, questionable, still nursing that shoulder injury. Penei Sewell is questionable with an ankle injury. And Tate Ratledge is questionable with a knee injury.
Wow.
And then, of course, we still have to wait for the candidates like DJ Reed and others who are eligible to come off of IR but still have not yet done so. So we have to wait and see what happens there. But a lot of injuries up and down these teams. Giants' defense is dinged up, and the Lions don't have an offensive lineman. The Eagles and Lions had the two best offensive lines in football last year, and now their entire O-lines are on the injury report every week.
Yeah. But even considering all of that, excuse me. Yeah, Georgie, I definitely agree. But that down the line is going to be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about this week.
They'll be there. Even with the injuries on both teams, I will still take the Lions. For one reason alone. I feel like they're a team that never loses back-to-back games.
Nope. And they're home.
And they're at home.
Their offense is a completely different animal at home.
Coming off that rough game against the Eagles, only putting up 9 points, do you think this potent offense is going to be okay with that? Prior to that game, their lowest scoring line was 17 against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Actually 13 against the Packers week 1. But you see the pattern. They're usually scoring 30 plus.
Big matchup in this game is going to be the Lions banged up O-line against that defensive front of Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and see how that whole thing goes. Because you know what? If the Giants are able to control that line of scrimmage against Jared Goff, again, when Jared Goff is facing pressure, we see what it does to him. We saw it last week.
Yeah.
I am not saying the Giants are going to win this game. I'm taking the Lions comfortably, but they could control the game a little bit if they get pressure on Jared Goff.
What they have to do with Goff is open up the passing game by getting the ball out quick to Jahmyr Gibbs in space. Start off the game early, get him out in open field, let him make plays, and it's going to open it up for everybody else.
Yeah, George, you got to look at those jersey records before you pick teams, man. Come on.
You do?
Now, before we move on to our next game, I do want to bring up something. You are aware that I've brought up the Giants' defensive line, and I brought up Dexter Lawrence. I did bring up Brian Burns. I did not bring up somebody's name. I need to know this. We are through 11 games into his career. He has only got a half a sack this year.
Half a sack.
Is there some little concern about Abdul Carter right now?
Definitely a little.
Because that's a top 3 pick, and he's only got a half a sack.
That, and considering how he's not the main focal point of that defensive front, teams are worried about Dexter Lawrence. They're worried about
Brian Burns.
Even Thibodeau. They're not worried about Abdul Carter. Yeah, they know he should be a threat, but he has not shown that at all. Hopefully it's just rough rookie beginnings and not a overhyped player from that dream Penn State team.
We don't, and that's the thing. Usually when we get those guys drafted, they're usually studs. Like we saw Micah Parsons, you know. All right, next up, man, these 1 o'clock games suck. Next up, we got the Seahawks at the Titans. Seahawks are minus 13 and a half.
The Seahawks have a bye week, so
wow, tell me how you really feel.
I'm surprised the line's only 13 and a half. They're going to beat them by 20.
Well, for anybody who cares about this game,
oh man,
key injuries for the Seahawks. We've got Tyrus Knight out with a concussion. Torrey Horton is out with a shin injury. Ernest Jones is questionable with that knee injury still. And Kenneth Walker is questionable, but they're only labeling it as lower body. So we don't know the exact extent of it. And Gray Zabel
in the Chip Kelly era.
And Gray Zabel is questionable as well with a knee injury. So some injuries for the Seahawks to keep an eye on if you're a Seahawks fan. I'm taking the Seahawks. Why are we even going to talk about this?
There's nothing to discuss.
The Titans may be the worst team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. They got a lot of changes that need to be made.
Well, hey, you got your quarterback. Now you got to go find some offensive line help because that offensive line, I can't believe I thought that offensive line was going to be good.
Offensive line help, wide receiver. Your best wide receiver can't be Calvin Ridley, who's currently enjoying time on the IR.
And he's done for the year.
Yeah. That's terrible. They got nothing.
All right. Time to get into these 4 o'clock games now, finally. We'll save the best for last. First up, we've got the Jags at the Cardinals. Jags are only minus 3 on the road. It's a very interesting spread.
Yeah,
George, I don't know I don't know about that.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, right? The Titans are this bad. They just drafted their quarterback of the future. The Browns have yet to do that.
The Titans know when a head coach isn't working. The Browns don't.
Good point.
But, all right, so off to this Jags game. Key injuries in this game. We have Trayvon Walker out with a knee injury for the Jags. Brian Thomas is out with an ankle injury. Man, what a disappointment in fantasy football he's been. And for the Cardinals, notable injuries. Marvin Harrison is out with an illness. So both and Baron Browning, one of their edge rushers is out with a concussion. So both teams will be without their top pass catching option. Also, Will Johnson, Arizona's corner, is questionable due to a back injury. So, some key injuries along the wide receiver core here this game. And now this is already a Jags team that's lost Travis Hunter for the year.
Yeah, even though not their most impactful.
Yes, but he's still there.
But yeah, definitely is more of a hit to their defense than offense. The Jags are still playing good football. I mean, what they just did to the Chargers, like there's one thing to beat a team, it's another to dominate them. I did not see the Chargers getting dominated.
I agree. I didn't see it either. It's
The
just,
Jags,
but the Jags are also, to me, like the Chargers. I don't know what I'm going to get week to week.
Yeah, that's true. You get the 7 points against getting blown out against the Rams. Then you get them, blowing out some good teams, winning a lot of close games. That tough loss to the Texans that they took. All things aside, though, the Cardinals they're in a different category of bad right now. Because I get, yes, they lost Kyler Murray. Brissett hasn't played bad.
I don't know what to say he played last week, though, with all those passing attempts.
I don't know. It's crazy, but at the same time, he still had an 82.5% completion percentage. It's ridiculous.
Well, he completed 47 out of 50.
Yeah. Like, the 2 interceptions aside, I don't know how you can throw for 452 yards and only come away with 22 points. And you let the other team put up 41. It's the back-to-back weeks. The other team scored 40 plus. Jonathan Gannon's so bad. That is a terrible look as a defensive-minded head coach. Where's the defense at? I see your backup quarterback throwing the ball 57 times. I don't know what to ever expect from them. I don't trust them to win this game. Jacksonville's defense alone, their defense alone wins it for me.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jags. I can't trust that Cardinals team whatsoever.
Nope. I'm out on them.
Honestly,
right. I hope they fire Gannon at the end of the season.
He probably will get fired at the end of the season.
And you know what? Bring in a coach, have him reassess. Does Kyler fit the new coach's system? Do they need to try and move him and build for the future? They got to make some serious changes here.
They do. All right, next up. Browns at Raiders. Raiders are -4.
Oh my gosh. As if I... So this is the championship game for the first team to get the 3 wins.
Wow.
That's what this is.
Oh, well, man. In case anybody cares for this game at all,
Georgia,
which is all our Ohio people.
Jimmy's out there somewhere for the Raiders.
Notable injuries for the Browns. They are looking at, of course, Dylan Gabriel's out with that concussion. Alex Wright is out with a quad injury. Jack Conklin is questionable with a knee injury. So that is basically what you're looking at for the Browns side. And for the Raiders, they're actually healthy. The only problem is that their two of their starting offensive linemen are out for the season. And that is Colton Miller and Jackson Powers Johnson. So
they're healthy and they still stink.
Well, that's not a surprise. Look at their offense. Listen to this. For anyone that needs to understand, I will break the news now. Chip Kelly will be back in college football next season. Listen to these offensive ranks. They are 30th in yards per game, 25th in passing yards, tied for 30th in rushing yards, 30th in points per game, and 21st in third down percentage.
You know, I don't want to be that guy, but I still want to give Geno Smith a chance. Hear me out. After what I saw in Seattle, was he a star? No. Was he a good enough quarterback to win them games? Yes. You can't deny that. What Chip Kelly is, and this is why I'm saying this as well. Ashton Genty looks terrible. And no, I don't want to hear it's his welcome to the NFL moment. He's a powerful runner. Chip Kelly's system sucks. The fact that I'm not going to forget this, the fact that he made him change his stance before the season started. And then it only took until, a 5-game losing streak. Oh, we're going to let him go back to his normal stance in college, how he's more comfortable. Oh, yeah, you didn't want to get fired mid-season. Congratulations, buddy. He can go back to college. Go have success there. Hopefully the NFL teams learn their lessons with Chip Kelly. He can't hang in the NFL.
And they entered the season. They had a decent little bit of a group. They had Geno, Genty, Jacoby Myers, who they traded.
Yeah, because they ran him
and Brock
out.
Bowers.
Guarantee that was Chip Kelly's doing, running him out of town.
Well, he ran wide receivers out of Philly. He's used to it.
Mm-hmm. They got the rookie out of take this with a grain of salt. The rookie out of TCU, Jack Betch. I mean, from what I saw of his highlights, I thought he was a pretty good receiver. Definitely more promising than I thought Jalen Reagor ever looked. But he's only got 8 catches for 92 yards. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know what the Raiders look like. They were going for a popularity hire with Pete Carroll. I don't understand what the Raiders were thinking with doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. Were they trying to bring in maybe some sort of championship mentality? Who knows?
Hey, maybe George is onto something. Maybe the Raiders need to jump right off to Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, they brought in Cliff Kingsbury as head coach. Traded for Kyler Murray.
You may be on to something.
No, I know. Dude, Kyler Murray got injured, and that's when Kingsbury lost his job.
What a swap. Geno for Kyler?
Swap?
Give the Cardinals a bridge for a couple of years?
Honestly.
I mean, he would basically go from Genty, Myers, and Bowers to James Conner, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride.
Yeah. I mean, that'd probably work out pretty good.
Well, George, hold on a second. The guy's system can work in college. He just won the national title last year.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't work in the NFL. He needs elite talent for his offense, and in his mind, he doesn't.
But yeah, anyways, I think we talked way too much about these two teams, but I think the Browns are going to win.
I do too, and I think Shador's going to play well.
Really?
Yes. The Raiders' defense is awful.
That is good. That's a good point.
Not to mention first of all, by the way, whatever the FanDuel or whatever sports book you use, whatever this total of sacks for Myles Garrett, all the way over.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett has a 5-sack game and a 4-sack game in 2 of his last 3 games. He may break the damn record on Sunday.
Wow. Yeah, they stink.
But no, and look, Stefanski was dumb enough and came out and said Shador got no practice reps last week, even though he was the backup. Which Kevin Stefanski, I've never seen an organization not fire a head coach for such idiotic comments in my life. But now that got a week under him with the reps, I think Shador. Maybe Shador could show something this week. Who knows? Let's wait and see. But I'm taking the Browns. The Browns defense has been really good this year under Jim Schwartz.
Oh yeah, it's always good under Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, like you said, we spent way too much time talking about that game.
All right, now we got another. I can't even create a name for this game. Sam, help me out here.
The NFC South Basement Bowl.
The Basement Bowl. Yep, I like that. There we go.
Saints hosting the Falcons. Saints are -2.5. Kirk Cousins is starting because Michael Penix's knees completely blew out again. And can we just say a tie and move on?
I'm fine with the tie.
This game is so bad. But wait, hold on.
Man.
Let's hold on. These are the games where injuries matter.
That's true.
So for Atlanta, Drake London is out.
That's a big loss. That piece.
Chris Lindstrom is questionable. Matthew Bergeron is questionable. So that's 2 offensive linemen and your number 1 wide receiver. And for the Saints, Kamara is questionable. Talisi Fuaga is also questionable. Jesus Christmas. Ooh. Yeah, good luck with this one.
Jeez. At least if Drake London was playing, I would have been like, okay. Got London, Pitts, Bijan.
And we still got Bijan and Pitts and Kirk Cousins, so.
This is so tough.
It's so tough.
Because they've so played, bad. But I will give credit to the Falcons. They've played teams close.
They have.
They've had against prominent teams. They've had like the Buccaneers week 1 lost by 3, the field goal. I remember that.
Oh, God,
they lost to the Panthers last week by a field goal. They lost by 6 to the Colts. I believe they were leading that game, and the Colts scored the game-winning touchdown, didn't they?
That was the Berlin game in overtime.
Wait. That was the overtime walk-off from Jonathan Taylor. Yes, I remember that. And then they lost by 1 to the Patriots. The Patriots playing great football.
And they lost that game because they missed a PAT.
Yeah. So, yes, they've had some ugly losses, but I'm taking the Falcons.
Me too.
They're still a better team in my eyes.
So is George.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. What happens if Kirk Cousins rings off like 5 wins over these next 7 weeks?
Dude, keep him in.
Well, no, they have to. Penix is done for the year.
Oh, he's done for the year. Oh.
He had to have his ACL repaired again. It's like the 3rd time already in his career. That's what I was asking. What do you do? Now you're really in trouble.
Well, at that point, it's a I told you so moment. I never respected how they went out in that offseason, handed Kirk Cousins the bag, and they were like, oh, by the way, we're going to draft your replacement that's just going to be looming over your shoulder for the next, however many years. But yeah, I mean, if Kirk Cousins can settle in, man, Kirk can play. I don't think his time's done in the NFL yet. I think he's still got some good football in him. Does he want to be in that situation on the Falcons? Probably not, but hey, this is a chance to turn it around.
I agree. Yeah, I think we're both rolling with the Falcons here.
Oh yeah.
And now we got Fox's America's Game of
the Week because the Cowboys are in it. All right.
Eagles at Cowboys. Eagles are -3 on the road. Let's do it.
Let's fly.
Let's look at some Oh, let's look at some injuries. We got to make sure.
Let's discuss the injuries, then we'll get into it.
All right. We all know that Lane Johnson is out with a foot injury. We still are. By the way, for all the Eagle fans that want to know why Lane Johnson has not been placed on injured reserve, go back and read the Jeff McClain report. The swelling in his foot has to go down before they can take x-rays on it. Then after that, they can deal with what IR is he being placed on. If it's only a sprain and they are still confident in that 4 to 6 week timetable, he will be placed on IR designated for return. If not, it's season-ending IR. They haven't been able to see the significance of the injury yet. So that is why he has not been placed on IR yet. Other Eagles notable injuries, really, it's really just Cam Jurgens, who is questionable with a concussion, which honestly, I know people, that's not great, but it makes me feel better that he didn't leave that game because he re-aggravated the knee, so I'm happy about that. I guess he was in the protocol. I guess he was in the freaking protocol this whole time.
Was he? Is he cleared from the protocol or not yet?
He is questionable. Practice in full today.
You can practice while you're on the protocol?
That's how you clear the steps of the protocol.
Oh, okay.
So he was full today, limited yesterday, DMP on Wednesday. So I'm not fully sure what happened there. George, it is what it is. And now let me go. Wait, where are the Cowboys' injuries? If they even have any. I don't know if Dallas has any major injuries. Yes, Jadeveon Clowney is questionable with a shoulder injury. That's about it.
No, they do have an injury. Their whole defense stinks.
Yeah, well, it's not the same Cowboys defense you saw week 1.
And it's not a whole lot better either.
Quentin Williams doesn't make it better?
He does, but I don't think he moved the needle.
They played one game. You saw what they did to the Raiders, right?
Sam, you just realized what team you named, right?
Yes. The only thing that concerns me about this game, I understand how good this team's defense has been over the past 2 weeks, but Dallas's offense, and especially Dallas's offense at home, has been really freaking good this year. Dak has got a great record against the Eagles and NFC East opponents at home. Can this offense get its head out of its rear end to compete with this? Because here's my thing. I'm not taking it away from them. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this a third straight week, holding an opponent to 10 or fewer points.
No, it's not going to happen this week. This is
Dallas
the week.
Can score.
This is the week where you have to make it happen. Dallas will probably, if you hold Dallas, that will be to probably 20 points.
And yeah, I'd say anywhere in that 20 to 27-ish range.
But here's the way I look at it. There's two sides. One side, this is a better Eagles defense than the Cowboys saw week 1. This is also a more meshed Cowboys offense than the Eagles saw week 1.
Great.
So there's two sides to it, and it kind of counters each other out. But this is the 1 week. I get it. Eagles offense has looked poor the last 2 weeks. Yes, there's a lot of drama going on. But let's look back to some weeks prior.
One person has drama going on. Just rephrase that.
Yeah, exactly. One person. So here's the easy game plan. You stop catering to him once and for all. It's time. We're not going to force feed him the football and almost lose because he had like 8 catches for 50 yards. We're not doing that. If the ball
finds you, the ball finds you. Deal with it.
No, if you get open, then the ball should find you. Now, if he gets open and Jalen misses him, then we can have some conversations. But when I keep seeing him slowing up on deep routes, when he's supposed to be our deep threat receiver, and I can't see him get separation off of quick slants, I don't want to hear a word from him. Not a word.
I agree.
But this is the week. Everyone, I get what you said. The Cowboys made some changes. They're trying to get better on their defense. They still have one of the most laughable defenses in the league. Even with those additions, I think those additions make them better stopping the run. I don't think they got better against the pass.
And that is the thing. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have constantly dominated Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs. They have constantly dominated these two.
Mm-hmm. George, I don't think it's as simple as feed Barkley the ball and win.
We've tried that. It doesn't.
Our offensive line this year has not played well as a unit.
Okay, so here's something I really did find funny. So we know, we completely understand. We understand the importance of Lane Johnson. Nobody in their right mind. If you come out here and say that the Eagles are okay without Lane Johnson, you don't watch football. But I got a very interesting stat for you. Since joining the Eagles in 2022, Fred Johnson has played 50% or more of Philadelphia's offensive snaps in 11 games. The Eagles are 9-2 in those games, and 5-1 in those are starts. So they're 9-2 when he plays over 50% of the snaps, and they're 5-1 when he started.
Are we saying that the future Lane Johnson replacement might have the same last name, different skin color?
I think what Fred Johnson can be, once it's all said and done for Lane, is he could be a very good stopgap for a year.
Exactly. Because Fred Johnson, he's not old, but no one's getting younger.
He's 28.
So, exactly. These are things you got to think about.
And, for all the people that say Howie Roseman and his mid-August trades don't mean much, could you imagine this situation right now if he doesn't trade back? Did you hear about that story, by the way?
What, that he never wanted to leave?
Yeah, well, yes, we knew that. No, did you hear what happened the day he got traded?
No.
He drove up that day. He was in the car. He said he went back to where he was staying, grabbed his stuff, and came back up that day. Wow. They said he never wanted to leave here. He loves it here. And I'm telling you now, first thing I'm doing in March, I'm throwing Fred a nice little 2-3 year extension.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, I'm already I'm annoyed enough that we can't use the jumbo package anymore unless you want to put Matt Pryor's useless ass out there. But could you imagine the situation if we had no Fred Johnson and Matt Pryor was starting at right tackle?
I saw one quarter too many against the Rams. I do not want to know what that looks like.
Ever again. But I agree with you. I perfectly agree with what you're saying. This is the week they have no excuse to get this right, because not only do you do this, then you have the Bears at home, and the Bears defense isn't much better. Then you have the freaking Raiders after that. You've got 3 straight weeks to get this shit right. And not to mention, you have the Commanders 2 out of your last 3 games, and the Bills. All shit defenses. The Eagles are going into
and the Chargers.
Okay, yes, the Chargers are.
Why, the Chargers defense isn't good either.
But the Chargers' defense at home is better.
That is true.
And if I'm picking a game where I can watch a coordinator completely pants Kevin Patullo, it's Jesse Minter. But that's the point, though. They've got one game that I think they may lose. However, the problem I'm having this week is, can this offense get its head out of its ass enough to beat the Cowboys, whose offense is firing on all cylinders? I don't care who they played. I don't play that game, strength of schedule or not. Their offense is doing their job. They played the Raiders. They're supposed to blow the Raiders out, and they did. Now, credit, the Packers and Lions have some pretty good defenses, but they're not good enough to hold you to freaking 10 and 16 points. Especially when one of those possessions you started at the Detroit 15 because the defense got a turnover.
I think it was the 10.
Okay, I was trying to be nice. This offense has to do the defense a solid and keep them in the games too. The defense is can't make a play every single time. Eventually, a team is going to come out and score enough points to beat you because your offense is that inept.
Yeah, I agree.
So, unfortunately, with that being said, I'm actually going to have to pick Dallas until this offense shows me it can do it. I hope I'm 100% wrong.
Well, Sam, I'm glad that we're not on the same page.
I
Because
know. I
while I
hate it.
know this being a division game, especially against the Cowboys,
And that's the
we
other thing.
usually
It's
always
hard to.
split games against the Cowboys. And
Yeah,
it's usually
exactly.
always when we go on the road.
The home team always
It's
wins
just
this
the
match.
way it is.
It seems like the home team wins its matchup every time.
I can totally see them losing in a close game, but I'm still
It's going
gonna
to be close.
go. I'm still gonna go with my guns. This defense is too good.
I
They
agree
will
with that.
slow. They will slow them down, and I do think we will see this offense move the ball well enough to outscore Dallas.
And I
Because
hope.
I don't think we're going to see a single design play for AJ Brown. I hope it goes back to play calling as usual, which has been rough this year. It's been rocky, I know, but I've also seen them put up 33 against the Rams, 31 against the Buccaneers. I saw them put up 28 against the Vikings, 38 against the Giants. I've seen them be able to score over 30 points.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I understand people are frustrated. I get it. But this offense hasn't been averaging 10 points a game this year.
Yeah.
But like I said, and what have I said every week? Yes, I understand who the main culprit of all this drama is. We know who it is. I'm sick and tired of people acting like he's not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care who's talking. I'm looking at Jalen. I'm looking at AJ. I'm looking at Smitty. I'm looking at Goddard. I'm looking at freaking Saquon. I'm looking at Patullo. And I'm also looking at Jeff Stoutland. I want all these guys to come out on Sunday pissed off and ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope I'm wrong. Do you really think I like to say what I just said?
Oh, I know you don't.
Do you know how much of a sour taste in my mouth I'm going to have to sit with all weekend? And I hope when we come back on Monday on Unbiased, I am called an idiot.
You're going to need a lot of milk.
All right, but in my opinion, if they're going to win, the defense is going to have to make a lot of plays again.
They will.
This is going to be a close game, and as long as if the offense wakes up, they're easily going to win it. But they have to show me.
You got it. Here's my key for this game. You ready?
Shoot.
You have to keep Dak flustered. When you get Dak flustered, he starts to get erratic, throwing interceptions, ball coming loose. I think the player that's going to fluster him the most is going to be Jalen Phillips.
Oh, see, I'm in a little bit different there. I think once again, I see what you're saying with Jalen Phillips, but once again, the interior of this defensive line is where it is. He didn't have to deal with 98 the first game. He gonna have to deal with a fully healthy 98 and 90, and you got to deal with big number 90 batting down passes, and you got to deal. Who, by the way, he leads the NFL in that category, by the way. And you got to deal with 97. And when you even think about getting outside that pocket, Hunt, Smith, and Phillips are waiting right there for you. Oh, yep. Not to mention Nakobe Dean, who didn't play week one, and Andrew Makuba, who is no longer playing his first career NFL game, and a pretty damn improved Adoree Jackson. Now, that's another thing that's a little concerning because that was the one terrible game he had.
It was.
Can he redeem himself? Which, I mean, dude, he played so well last week.
He did. Against a scary Detroit wide receiving core.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my key to the game, flustering Dak. And honestly, that's how you beat any team. I watched most of that Bills game last night. That first sack that Will Anderson got on
Josh Allen,
when he just straight pancaked them. After that, he was flustered. I saw him looking around for him the rest of the game. He was never comfortable in the pocket the rest of the game. That's what you got to do to Dak. If they do that, guarantee you Dak will throw like 2 interceptions.
Oh, I agree.
Terrible.
And the big injury we still have to monitor is Cam Jurgens, because I know he played well in the time he played when he was out again after the Vikings game. I don't know how much I want to watch Brett Toth go against
Against
Quentin Williams.
and Kenny Clark. Don't forget him either. I know he hasn't been the most impactful, but him combined with Quentin Williams, I don't want to have to see that.
Don't forget about Osa Adigizua either. He's their pass rushing DT. Kenny Clark's more their run guy. So
Yeah.
this is the game where Saquon Barkley should get runs to the outside.
Yes,
I don't think it stopped him running off the edge.
Because they're not that quick off the edge. They lack speed.
No.
But definitely, you're not getting anything much up the middle. That's going to be hard to come by.
The two strengths that honestly the best defensive areas on these teams that are equal are the interior defensive line. 3 good guys on Dallas' side, 3 really good guys on the Eagles' side.
Yep. So close game, could go either way. I'm still sticking with the Eagles.
And I am unfortunately right now leaning Dallas because I need Kevin Patullo in this offense to wake the hell up. So if they have it, look, I'm just saying this right now. If they have their 3rd straight game of under 20 points, there's going to be a freaking problem on Monday.
Yeah, I'll be on board.
All right, let's wrap this up. We got 2 more games, game of the week, and then one little college football thing to talk about. Now we go to Sunday Night Football. Rams they're hosting the Bucs. Rams are a -7 at home. Key injuries for this game. Tyler, I'm sorry, Bucky Irving is still out.
I know.
Chris Godwin is questionable. I believe there is optimism he is going to play. Hassan Reddick is out with an ankle. I still can't believe Howie Roseman knew exactly when to get rid of him.
Smart man.
Howie Roseman knows what he's doing, man. So yeah, those are some. Ben Bredesen is out with a hamstring injury, so some offensive line hits. And the Rams are currently pretty healthy, except for the guys that are on IR, which are Lake, Higbee, Tutu Atwell, Akella Witherspoon, but nobody on the injury report that would have played. So, how are we feeling here, Tyler?
This is a tough game. I'll be honest, I don't like that -7 scoreline.
I think it's disrespectful.
I think it is disrespectful. I mean, Buccaneers first in their division, Rams first in their division. They're separated by 2 games as far as the conference goes. Tampa Bay has had a couple of not terrible losses. Their worst loss was the Lions a few weeks ago, 24-9. They couldn't get much going. I think Baker was actually playing through an injury that game.
Bucks' entire team has been playing through an injury.
Yeah. And then you lose by 5 to the Patriots, who are the best team in the AFC. And you lost to the Bills, who happened to, Mahomes decided to get it together and carry the team for a week. And then they went right back to how they've kind of been. But the Buccaneers are not a bad team by any means.
No, they're
still very talented. They're going to have Egbuka out there. They're going to be without Bucky Irving. But now, they not only have Rachaad White, they have Sean Tucker, who looks like he's a pretty solid running back too. So they're not too pressed there. Baker's always going to keep you in it. If they can get Godwin healthy for that game, that would be a huge boost for them as well. But they've been getting some decent play out of Sterling Shepard. A guy who you wouldn't have even thought to talk about at all with how star-studded their offense was. You were looking at Mike Evans, Egbuka, and then Chris Godwin coming back. And then Tez Johnson.
I was just going to say.
He's helped them out a little bit through the process, too.
He's made some plays.
Jalen McMillan's on IR, too. Another guy who last year looked promising in that Buccaneers offense.
They can get Cade Otton more involved like they have in recent weeks, then they'll be in good shape.
Yeah. He's been kind of hit or miss, but he's definitely a big key. They need to get him involved more. especially with how limited they are at receiving options. Defense, they're not the best, but they're not the worst. They're serviceable. They
They're
can
middle of the
keep
pack.
them, yeah, they can keep them in contention with good teams. And they're going to need it. This is going to be a shootout. This is probably going to be, honestly, like Tampa versus Buffalo. That game was closer than that 44-32 scoreline showed. It was back and forth most of the game until the Bills pulled away late.
Yeah, I agree. Brandon, what's up, brother?
What's up?
But yeah,
But then you got the Rams.
the Rams are just so damn good, and the Bucks, like you said, they're good. They are a good team. I think the Rams are just right now. The Rams may be the favorite coming out of the NFC currently. Matthew Stafford is playing. The Eagles' offense is the only reason that the Rams are right now the NFC favorite.
Yeah.
If the Eagles were just a competent offense, they're still my favorite. But if you want to look at a team that we predicted to the T, Matthew Stafford is playing like the MVP of the league. And the Rams defense it gets after the damn quarterback, man. It gets after the damn quarterback so well. That defensive front is as advertised as you could say, that we predicted all summer. We said this. I am going to take the Rams in this game. I love the Bucks. I love Baker. He's a baller. He is going to put that team on his back every week, and I think he should get MVP consideration for it. But Matthew Stafford and Puka and Adams and that defensive front, I'm going to lean toward the Rams.
Yeah. What I wanted to say was it's going to be a good game. High scoring.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it'll be close. The Rams, they're kind of the team to beat right now. Sorry, Eagles fans. Yes, we beat them earlier in the year. This is a team that has clicked since then.
Yeah.
After losing to us by touchdown, they beat the Colts, who are one of the top teams in the AFC. They lost by a field goal to the 49ers, and then they've just won 5 straight, including the Seahawks, who were another top team in the NFC. And then they blew the 49ers out. So they're kind of scary right now because they're clicking offense and defense. I think they're only averaging 17 points to opponents per game, and they're scoring 27.
I mean, they are literally a Joshua Carty field goal and a Kyron Williams goal line fumble away from being undefeated.
Yeah.
And just what you were bringing up about the Rams defensively this year, yes, they are second in opponents' points per game.
Wow. Who's first?
I believe it's the Texans.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I can go and confirm that for you real quick if you'd like. 1 minute, please. Yes, Texans. Only about a point difference. And guys, we wrap up our week with Monday Night Football. Panthers at 49ers. Let me just check that line real quick.
The line is -7 San Francisco favorites.
Okay, so San Fran's a 7-point favorite at home. Ooh, that's a good one. Panthers are scrappy, man. Their defense is playing a lot better this year compared to last year. Tet McMillan is looking like a stud.
He is.
Rico Dowdle's basically taking Chuba Hubbard's job.
He did, man. It sucks because Chuba's good, but he got hurt and he lost his job, That happens.
But credit to Dave Canales and the Panthers for saying, you know how you're going to get the best out of Bryce Young? Not put too much pressure on him. And now we're going to have him throw a little less, run the ball more, and that's why they're 6-5. And Bryce Young, that game last week, that was the best game of his career.
It was.
Tet McMillan went crazy in that game. Xavier Legette has played a little bit better as of late. So if they just get a wide receiver, if they get someone that gets some separation in that wide receiver 2 spot, they're in good shape.
Panthers got it cut out for them the rest of the year, though. They have 49ers, Rams, Saints, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Buccaneers.
Yeah, forget everything I just said.
It's tough sledding. I would love to see the Panthers be able to crack the playoffs. I still think they can. But the odds are against them.
Let's get into this game real quick. Key injuries for the Panthers. They have, let me see. Come on. There you go. Christian Roseboom is doubtful with a hip injury. So that's one of their linebackers. Trevin Wallace is banged up as well. He is questionable with a shoulder. So that's 2 guys in the front 7. Also, we keep talking about the running backs for the Panthers. Don't forget when they get Jonathan Brooks back, too.
Yes.
And for the 49ers, oh, Jesus Christmas. It says still loading.
This is known as the Christian McCaffrey list.
No major 49ers are actually hurt. Honestly. Not a lot of major injuries right now for San Francisco.
You know something interesting I just saw? The 49ers voided Ayuk's guaranteed 2026 money.
No, his career with San Fran's over after this year.
Yikes.
That whole thing's turned into a shit show. But Tyler, where are you leaning? Where are you leaning for this game?
Ooh. It's tough. Because Panthers, they've been beating some teams that you don't expect them to, but they're not always beating them convincingly. Like, lots of 3-point wins. Actually, hold on a minute. Aside from week 3 against the Falcons, all of their wins have been by 3 points.
Yeah.
And with the 49ers kicker now questionable again, I don't know which kicker number they're on this time, maybe that'll be enough to help them win. There may be a missed field goal, and they win the game. But that's a nice dream. I think the 49ers win this, not blowing them out, but in a convincingly enough way. I'm thinking like a 27-17 kind of game.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Niners, too. I like what the Panthers are doing, but I think the Niners, that defense is still playing well under Salah. So, yeah, I'm going to roll with the Niners in this one.
Yeah.
All right, that kind of wraps up the predictions. All right, Tyler, let's get our game of the week in real quick. What's your game of the week this week?
Well, my game of the week, talked about it not too long ago. Tampa Bay, Los Angeles Rams. We went back and forth with both teams. We both ultimately picked the Rams. But how big of a threat Tampa Bay still is, if they can get Godwin healthy for that game, I believe they have a good shot of winning that game.
I agree.
Ekbuka's very talented. I still don't think the Rams are dominant against the pass. I think that they're definitely better at getting to the quarterback and disrupting like that. But
you're not going to get to the quarterback every play.
Exactly. And Baker is a quarterback who can scramble and get out of the pocket and escape. We've seen him do it plenty of times this year, last year. It's just what he's known for. And he's always keeping his eyes downfield, and that's when he's going to find someone for a big play. Could be Tez Johnson. Could be Ekbuka. Could be Sterling Shepard.
Cade Otton.
Could be Cade Otton. Could be Rashad White out there somewhere. Or Sean Tucker.
Yeah, the guys they find running backs and they turn into freaking 100-yard rushers.
But definitely don't sleep on Tampa Bay. I know I picked against them, that's just with me thinking that Godwin's not going to play. But yes, the Rams are a scary team right now, winning 5 straight, only 2 losses on the year. Don't let Tampa's 4 losses fool you, because they're a dangerous team too.
My game of the week has changed 3 times in my head since the show started. Ultimately, I'm going to go my game of the week. I'm going to go with the Colts at the Chiefs.
Oh, he changed it.
Yes. I think this is the week that the Colts can really put their stamp on we are a real legit contender. If you go into Arrowhead and hand the Chiefs their 3rd consecutive loss, you're showing the world like, we're here.
Yeah, to put them to 5-6. Essentially, what the Colts have the opportunity to do is knock the Chiefs out of playoff contention. Now, it won't be official, but it's a step in the wrong direction for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you can't lose 3 straight. You can't lose 3 straight to the Bills, the Broncos, and then the Colts. You're in big trouble if that happens.
Now, granted, all teams that are playing great this year, but you're supposed to be the Chiefs. You were just in the Super Bowl. You've been in the Super Bowl for the last who knows how many years. What was it, the last 4 out of 5?
Something like that.
Something like that. Not to mention
they've been in every Super Bowl since 2019.
Yeah. So,
except for one.
There's no excuse for them. Yeah. There's no excuse for them.
No. Like I said on Monday, when 15 and Big Red are on, if 15 is under center and Big Red's on the sideline, they're always going to have a chance.
Yeah.
And if they go out and lose to the Colts this week, then we could be talking differently. But all right, Tyler, before we get out of here, we do also want to bring up on this show that for the rest of the season, we will bring up some college games that have some playoff ramifications to it.
Yes, we will.
And we got a matchup this week between number 15 USC and number 7 Oregon. Tyler, what are we thinking? What happens if USC wins this game?
So that's easy. If USC wins this game, that spells the end of, I think, Oregon's chances of making it in the college football playoffs.
And USC may be in position to be in it.
Because it may put USC in position. I don't 100% know that, because I'm still looking at the fact that there's still a lot of Big Ten teams over them. Well, actually, only 2. So, if they pull off that upset win, which it would be an upset win, yeah, I could probably see them moving up. Even if they make it into like the top 12, they may make it in as a 3rd Big Ten team in the playoff bracket.
They could. That offense has looked really good this year. Jada Maivia has been playing really good in Lincoln Riley's system. Kyle Lemon has been one of the better receivers in the country, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like something with Oregon, and they haven't been bad. I mean, look, they're 9-1. They're probably the best 9-1 team in the country.
They're 9-1, and their only loss was to Indiana.
But I was going to say, I feel like they've kind of lost the fear factor since that game. I feel like they haven't been the same since that Indiana game.
Yeah, they only beat Iowa by 2.
Well, Iowa plays everybody close and tough.
They do.
But, yeah. And this is why, guys, we haven't really been going over the playoff projected brackets, because this crap's changing. The SEC screwed the entire thing up last week because 2 teams lost. Texas lost. Bama lost. Georgia won. It was crazy. But, yeah, I feel like, don't get me wrong, Oregon is still a really good football team, but it feels like since that Indiana game, just something slightly has been off with that. I mean, if USC does beat them, where do you think they wouldn't flip them, would they? Would they flip USC?
I wouldn't see a complete flip, because the gap between them, you have Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, BYU, Utah, Miami, and Vanderbilt. You can't jump them over all of them teams. What I can see is them at least getting in at like 11 or 12. You
And they
would
still
see
may
some
be out.
teams move up. Yeah, they still might be out. I would see Oklahoma probably moves up to the 7. Notre Dame will move up again to 8.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
Alabama will move up. If BYU wins, they'll probably move up because they're still only at 1 loss. But they're definitely, it would shake things up a lot. But if they do lose to USC, I think that spells the end for Oregon this year.
Yeah, that would be a.
They're already out of the Big Ten championship contention. That is solidly Ohio State and Indiana.
Here's a good question now. The SEC championship game, man. That's a combo of like 3 teams. You got A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately, I think as of right now, it would probably be A&M and Georgia.
It would, and that sucks because Ole Miss is still a 1-loss team as well.
And
so it kind of sucks that Georgia would get that nod. Now, they probably look at it. I think Georgia has more ranked wins. And they hold the win over Ole Miss. So that's where the problem really comes.
Yup. And the only loss that Georgia has is to Bama, but Bama has 2 losses.
Exactly. So Georgia's sitting in a good spot. A&M, of course, sitting in a good spot.
Oh, A&M's done nothing this year but take care of their business.
Oh, yeah.
So, for people that said the top 25 doesn't mean much because of the brackets that come out on Tuesday, that's completely inaccurate because all those brackets are projections, and they've been altered extremely every week since they've been releasing them. So,
and I mean, one other game that might shake things up even more is if Missouri upsets Oklahoma.
If Missouri upsets Oklahoma, you might as well knock out Eli Drinkwitz as a chance to come to Penn State because they'll be again extended that day.
Oh, man. Yeah, probably.
But
other than that, every other school in like the top 10, they're playing their beat-up team.
Yeah, now it's time to pad the schedules. It's time to pad up some wins.
So if any of these teams get upset and lose, see you later.
All right, so I guess to really end this night, who do you have winning that Big Ten game?
You know, part of me wants to see USC win. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I think it's because like college football is just better when all the teams you know that are good, like USC, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State. Well, I mean, Penn State's not good this year, but either way.
Yeah.
By the way, how is Penn State 7-point favorites against Nebraska on Saturday night?
Because Matt Rule doesn't want to go coach them.
Well, he already got extended. He's not coming
I know.
I don't know about that either, but hopefully the Penn State coaching hire gets going so we can talk about it because I'm really interested to see how they do this. Yeah. But I'm gonna unfortunately ride with Oregon because I don't trust Lincoln Riley in big games. Lincoln Riley does not have a great track record of ranked wins, so I'm gonna ride with the Ducks here. Ducks playoff hopes are riding on this game.
It is, and like you said before, they're still a good team. They lost 1 game to a really good team, not just a good team, a really good team.
They lost to the second best team in the country.
Think, Oregon was 2nd in the nation up until they lost Indiana.
Yeah.
And they've had to fight and claw back to get back to 7th in the nation. They're still a dominant team. I think they'll handle their business. Are they at home? They are at home. They're going to handle their business. I'm taking Oregon.
Yeah, I think Oregon. Yep, Anthony, that's all for you. Well, guys, first, the debut episode of the Friday Night Gridiron Picks, complete success. Want to thank everybody who showed up and threw some comments into the chat tonight. Kaylee, Georgie, Anthony, Brandon. Thank you guys all so much for throwing in some comments tonight and talking with us. This is how it's going to be for up until the Super Bowl, guys. You get to start your week with us and end the week with us. We get you recapped on everything over the weekend, and then we get you prepared for the following week on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. So, guys, thank you all for joining us tonight on the Friday Night Gridiron Picks. We hope you all enjoyed this first episode of the Friday Night Gridiron Picks. And you guys will see us right back here on Monday, 7 p.m. for Unbiased. We'll talk Eagles-Cowboys. We're gonna have a poll. We're gonna have a poll question for this week's show as well. Got some good stuff coming for you guys on Monday. So, guys, thank you all for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.
The following has been a presentation of 609 Sports Talk Radio.
Sam, what did you do?